Greetings, everyone. I am Mabuto Nicholas Mabena. It is not that cold today in Johannesburg, at least where I am. This is why I'm wearing this t-shirt, this beautiful t-shirt indoors. We are talking about the Zimbabwe exemption permits. We know that most of you, that is holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permits, have been applying for waivers. Some have submitted their applications for various visas, but the majority of the people are applying for general work visa. Some, of course, have relocated. They are no longer continuing with the Zimbabwe exemption permit as they have left South Africa for greener pastures. But for those that are still in South Africa, those that have not yet applied, it's a reminder that is 4 months left. The 4 months, we are counting full months. We are counting July, August, September, October, because November is the last month. So this is why we're saying, it's just 4 months left. So if you have not yet applied for a waiver, you need to do so. Last year, before the extension, before Directive 15 of 2024, just 2 months before the expiry date, which was announced, we saw lots of people coming from the woods, as it were, trying to apply in the last minute. And when you do things in the last minute, you run the risk of being scammed. Because you are now desperate, it's the last minute, you are doing things in the last minute. Scammers are waiting for you out there, and it's easy for you to be scammed. But if you applied for your waiver and your waiver is not yet out, because we know that there are people that applied for their waivers in 2022, 2023, 2024, those waivers are still not out. You need not to panic. They will come out. Yesterday, we had an online meeting. It was organized by Comrade Mujozi, my good comrade. We were leaders of various civic organizations. In that meeting, there was the ambassador of Zimbabwe to South Africa, His Excellency Hamazi Ripi. We spoke about these delays, and they said they've also requested a meeting with the Department of Home Affairs through diplomatic channels to meet with the Department of Home Affairs to talk about these challenges, these delays that holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permits are facing. Because it is not good that you applied for a waiver in 2022 and they're still not yet out, yet you are left with only 4 months to submit all applications. We are saying you are left with the 4 months because the minister has not made any announcement. You remember we always speak about the pending announcement because we think that the minister is going to make an announcement in line with the court judgment. Remember, the Constitutional Court upheld the judgment of the North Gauteng High Court that holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permits need to be consulted on the impact the decision to discontinue with the ZDP is having on them. We also spoke about the Immigration Advisory Board that the minister did constitute, and we said that amongst others, the Immigration Advisory Board will advise the minister on the future of the Zimbabwe exemption permits. So far, we have not heard anyone who's a holder of Zimbabwe exemption permit who has been consulted by the minister. The last communication which was done to each holder of the Zimbabwe exemption permit, it was when, I think it was in 2022, when Dr. Mtswaledi, who was Minister of Home Affairs then, was explaining to every ZTP holder the decision that the cabinet had taken, decision which was announced on the 25th of November 2021. So since then, what we see are press statements, directives, or circulars when communicating on the issue of the Zimbabwe exemption payment. So we expect that at some point the minister will make an announcement, because we are not sure if the minister will consult everyone in the last 4 months, in these remaining 4 months to the expiry of the date as set out in Directive 15 of 2024. But we remain hopeful that he is going to make a statement. We do not know what the Immigration Advisory Board will advise minister, what it will advise minister to do. But also note that there are a number of people that have, as I've said earlier on, submitted applications for different visas, general working visa, relatives visa, business visa. Some have been successful. You remember at some point in one video we spoke of a holder of a ZTP who applied for a general work visa. It was granted. Then applied for a permanent residence, was granted. But others have been rejected. Others have been rejected. Others have been successful. Those that have been rejected, those that I know have submitted the appeal. Had submitted the appeal because the rejections which we saw were that someone did not submit a certificate from the Department of Labor and Employment, which we thought it was waived, and also that World of ZTP did not take or submit a certificate from the South African Qualifications Authority. So that those, some of those people were rejected, and they've since appealed. They are still waiting for the outcome of the appeal. Because our view is that every person that is a holder of the Zimbabwe exemption permit must be accommodated as long as they provide proof that they are working, they are studying, they are running businesses, that they should be assisted. I also note Comrade Sheila Konombirira says she submitted on the 9th of June 2023. That is, I think, it's a waiver. This is what we are talking about, that there have been delays. Remember, the minister, Dr. Striper, did say that they are dealing with the backlog in the Department of Home Affairs. I remember they were celebrating at some point, I think it was last year, December or early January, celebrating that they have been able to meet their targets. But we do not see that ourselves, because if someone applied in 2023 for a waiver is still outstanding, but someone who applied for a waiver late in 2024 is out, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, because we think that this is just a speculation. We think that maybe they are just piling, and then those that to processing those applications. They then pick on the papers on documents on top. But we thought this is a online application because people submit online. Even though people submit those documents physically, we thought that the department will attend to the applications uh, on first come basis. So to have someone who applied for a waiver in February 2025 is out, but someone in June 2023 is not out, is not on. But we thought it's important that we remind you that you have got only 4 months to do your applications. Then as I move to conclusion, there are those that will then run to internet cafes. You run to an internet cafe, you don't have your own email address, you ask them to open an email address, you don't get to be given the password. They send the outcome to that email address that you opened at the internet cafe. When it comes through, the person on works at the internet cafe just delete it because they don't see the relevance of that because they've forgotten that you once did business with them. So if you are going to an internet cafe, make sure that they give you the login details. They should give you your email address, the password, and the login details so that you can then ask others to assist you if you are not computer literate. You can ask others to assist you. But to then contact us to say, Maben, I went to an internet cafe. The guys now telling us stories. There's nothing much that ourselves can do. But if you have the login details, you have your password, you have your email address, my team will be able to assist you. Yeah. So thanks, comrades. Do those applications. We will continue having this discussion. We might tomorrow talk about those that applied for an exemption, which also expires on the 29th of November 2025. What does it mean? We once spoke about it, but it's also important that maybe we revisit the question of the exemptions that we applied, which expire end of November. Otherwise, comrades, have a lovely day. If you are new here, please subscribe, like this video. Goodbye, comrades.